DCC, ROG, match made in heaven out of poultry. Hello, design champions. Welcome to the final episode of the entire series. ROG, DCC, who's gonna be the winner? We are down to 1-2 design chicken champions. Last round, Lucas and Trevor went up against each other, and Trevor was the winner. And then Brian and Renata designed their hearts out, and Renata was the winner. So now, here is the updated bracket. And as you can see, today's final will be between Trevor and Renata. So awesome. So what in the world did they have to make this round? If you didn't happen to know by now, the theme for this tournament was gaming, actually gaming through the decades. So this time they had to make artwork for a pixel game. They had to utilize pixel art to make a cutscene from a game that would have one main character, the hero, fighting a boss, supposedly, you know, like the villain. And one of the things they had to include was some visual representation of the main hero's ability, their main, like, maybe attack move or their main magic power. They had to create a world that was semi-steampunk, kind of futuristic, but definitely apocalyptic. Those are a lot of fun words to say in a row. So that's what they had to do. A tall order. But okay, so now introducing Renata Ingrata Porto, taking on Trevor the Coffee Bean Navarre. You boys and girls will vote on the winner of the entire tournament, the grand prize, which is the Zephyrus G14 gaming laptop. Isn't that cool? I think that's very cool. So, everything is on the line here. Okay, let's see what Renata made for her pixel artwork. Looks like we're filling in. It looks like she must have made a drawing before this and then filled in some light gray pixel artwork to kind of get some outlines going. This is cool. So I asked both Renata and Trevor some questions, 3 questions, and let me read the questions and their replies as we watch them create things. So for the first question, I asked Renata, "Do you think you'll win this tournament?" And she said, "Honestly, I have no idea. The whole competition has been a big challenge for me. I'm not comfortable with illustrations, but I made illustrations in every single round, each one with a different style," which is very interesting because her illustration skills are phenomenal. This round is an entirely illustrated cutscene, totally out of my comfort zone, so it was by far the hardest one. I'm sure Trevor is creating a fantastic cutscene, but hey, I have to try, right? And it was already a big surprise to go all the way to the final, so who knows? Anyway, good luck to both of us. Yes, good luck indeed. And Renata is very deservedly in the final. I think all of the stuff she made was incredible. The second question I asked her was, what was your favorite project so far? And she said, the Dead Gamer Society poster is still my favorite project so far. I used different creative techniques for each part of the project, from choosing the name until the final adjustments. And it was a super fun process to go through. Also, I really liked the result and all the positive feedback I got about it. The third thing I asked her was, do you or have you ever played any pixel art games? And she said, yes, she played Mario, Prince of Persia, which, you know, I played Prince of Persia on Xbox One, and I didn't know that it was actually an older game that came out in like 98 that had a pixel version. But so I Googled it. Yeah, so she played that. She also played Lemmings and Sonic and Zelda. She said they were a big part of her childhood, and she misses them. Nice. All right, guys, leave in a comment. What was your favorite pixel art game you ever played? Pixel art's kind of big, you know. It's not like a graphical limitation anymore. It's like it's an art style. Some people will be like, well, I want to make a game, so they just make pixel artwork. It's also become more popular because as indie game development and like single developer games have become more prominent, it's just a lot easier to make pixel art characters and then also to animate pixel art than it is to, you know, make a full-on 3D character or something to that effect. So it's become both an art style and a lot more accessible because single people can make whole games now. It's pretty awesome. So I think on Steam, there's been a number of platformers that have really awesome pixel artwork. I can't think of any names right now, so if you guys have some recommendations, please leave them in the comments of what are some of your favorite pixel art games. This is looking really phenomenal. I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at, but it's some sort of character. And the goal is to make one main character that is presenting or showing in the midst of using some sort of special power. So we'll see if we can take a guess at what their special power might be. So far the shading is really well done. You can see kind of each shape differentiated from other shapes well, if that makes sense. Like the fingers. And I guess those are two legs down there. But I'm wondering what these dark circles with the different colored arrows are on them. That's very cool. Ooh, okay, here's some background. So the idea was that they had to make it kind of a apocalyptic environment. So hopefully when we look at the whole thing at the end, we'll see some of that. Oh, interesting. I like these flowers. Oh, here we go. Yo, that villain looks so cool. And he's very steampunk. Oh, one thing they had to incorporate was the ROG logo into the character somehow. Because he had to be kind of like a fighter for ROG. Which is pretty cool. I wonder what she's making up here. Some sort of orb. Oh, I love that. I love when you outline characters in like an all black outline. It just brings home, number one, it makes it a lot more visible for the person playing the game. But then number two, I don't know why it makes it feel more like classic pixelated artwork when you have a black outline around it. But either way, it's very cool. Okay, this is definitely a health bar. Either the main character's health bar, or usually when you fight a boss, you see the boss's health bar, and so then you just have to bring it down. But it could be either one. Or it might be something else. So I wonder what the special ability is for the main character here. They have some sort of 4 different orbs. Okay, Roger versus Cheryl. The year is 6057. I'm gonna be like 25 by then. After a catastrophic nuclear accident, chemical elements gave life to robotic villains powered by the energy of radioactive fluids that have spread throughout the planet. Natural creatures were born to try to save the world from robot domination. Now, Roger, the good creature that represents the forces of nature, needs to manipulate the 4 elements to restore the health of the planet. Will Roger be able to use his powers to defeat Cheryl, the queen of Isoland 93? Or is the world really hopeless? It's so cool. Okay, for my design, I wanted to bring a battle between nature and a robotic, futuristic environment. So I created a post-apocalyptic scenario where there was still hope for the planet's regeneration. I didn't want to use too much technology or urban elements because I didn't want to hide the nature. So I went for a desert/industrial vibe. The green fluids spread on the desert make a reference to the radioactive energy of the villain, Cheryl, while the rocks and plants on the desert make a reference to the hero, Roger. The desert and the background industries represent pollution and destruction, and to maintain the end of the world aspect, but still being a cute and fun vibe to the environment. I used light grayish candy colors, breaking the idea of a heavy and hopeless apocalypse. Okay, excellent work. Let's take a gander meander at what Trevor, the coffee bean, made. Cutscene, boss fight, 80s pixel art, special move. Oh, look at this. This looks pretty cool already. Oh no, it says Zimri there with an extra eye. because I am even cool. Whoa, I look so fierce. That's awesome. Okay, let's hear Trevor's responses to my questions. I said, do you think you'll win? And he said, I hope so. This whole thing has been a lot of work, and I've spent a lot of late nights working on some of these. It would definitely be a huge bummer to lose, but I would be happy for my opponent. She's a very talented illustrator, so I've got my work cut out for me. Nice. I asked him what his favorite project was so far. He said, my favorite project was the esports emblem. It was a really fun process, and I'm happy with the way it came out. I wish I had time to do more mock-ups. Whoa, this bird creature is looking so cool. I love that it has like a big cannon coming out of its beak. Yeah, it's awesome. I wonder if he's using, what program he's using. Okay, the last question I asked was if he played any pixel art games. And he said, my first real console was a Sega Genesis. So games like Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 come to mind. I also love the background and enemy character designs. Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance and Super Metroid are two games that have beautiful pixel art. Cave Story is the most recent one I've played, and it was pretty fun. There you go, guys. Recommendations for Cave Story and Metroid. Nice. Although I wonder, okay, let me know in the comments if you guys ever had a Game Boy Advance. I think I never did personally, but one of my brothers did, so I got to play it sometimes. I like that console, Game Boy Advance. I don't think it got the credit that the original Game Boy got, because it was revolutionary, but the Game Boy Advance had like I don't know, it was pretty fun too. I think he tells us why this part of the video is such low resolution, but for now we have to use our feelings to feel what it looks like. This is so cool. I wonder why he chose to put me in the game. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But that means he must have some sort of special power. Meaning I have some sort of special power. What kind of special power would I want? Okay, let me know in the comments below what kind of special power you could have. But none of the regular ones are on the table. You can't choose like flying or invisibility or anything like that. I would want the power to turn jelly into peanut butter and vice versa. Imagine people think they're bringing a PB&J to school. Nope, turns out it's just peanut butter and peanut butter. Oh, that's too much power. Too much to abuse, you know? You can ruin people's lunch. I like this thing. I don't exactly know what it's gonna be, but it's some sort of large robotic facility, metallic. So it looks like, yeah, he's definitely working on an iPad right now. Which is quite interesting. Maybe he's using a brush that just has like a super hard edge, and that's how he's getting a pixelated look. Because most brushes, they'll do this thing where you make a line, and then the pixels in the middle of the line will be entirely filled in. But then the edges of that line, the pixels will have lower opacity. What this does is make your lines look smooth. But I suppose you could shut off that setting completely, or just use a very hard brush so that when you make something, you can see all of the pixelated steps on the edges. Ooh, here we go. That chicken on the right, the robot chicken, looks so good. That's awesome. This is looking so cool. I love my sword. It looks like the chicken is either coming together or coming apart by the chains up top. That's really cool. What does it say? Your reign of terror ends here. And then I couldn't read the rest of it. Chicken Zoid, prepare for my ultimate attack. I guess my ultimate attack in real life would just be couch jumping. Oh, this is cool. He made it all purple. I think that stands out pretty well. Oh. He added some noise back there. That was cool. So I guess the background, those big steel metal things are buildings, maybe, houses. Okay, we are done. In my game, the hero, Zimri Mayfield, uses his steam-powered mechanical suit to battle through a steampunk world in hopes of destroying the evil mechanical beast that is Chicken Zoid. In this cutscene, Zimri has found Chicken Zoid in his final stage of construction and is using his ultimate power to deliver the final blow. I made this illustration in Procreate on the iPad, which automatically screen records the process. Unfortunately, the software records at a very low resolution, and because this is low resolution illustration, the recording is pretty hard to see. It's okay, it's okay. I really love this beautiful gradients in the pixel art backgrounds and the way objects receded into the background through color, and really wanted to give it that effect. I've never made pixel art, so this was really difficult, especially in using colors and values. I wanted this to feel like a really complex boss fight you might see in Metal Slug. I can imagine the cannons firing in different patterns and the chicken falling apart as you deal damage, as well as the steam and gears in motion. I like the beam of light, like maybe I beamed in and appeared, or maybe I'm just about to take him out and I'll beam out again. That'd be sick. Sick strawberry design champions. We are done. Now the only thing we have left to do is vote. Vote on who should win this tournament. And I suppose, how should we critique and judge this? Maybe twofold. Number one, the level of design artwork. And the second would be game design and how does it look to play. So if you just look at each one, you could probably judge yourself and say, well, which one would I be more interested in to play? Which one looks a little bit more fun for me? That would be another way to judge it. So who will win the Zephyrus G14 gaming laptop? And also, far more importantly, who will become the champion of this season of Design Chicken? Vote now or forever hold your peace. I mean, you don't have to hold your peace. You can say a bunch of stuff. You can say whatever you want. So follow the link in the square house below. It'll take you to the Asus ROG Instagram page, in which you can click the stories and then you can vote. You'd probably know the shindig by now. Both our designers, Trevor and Renata, are fantastic designers, and if you haven't followed them on Instagram already, that would be super awesome to do, because only one of them in the whole tournament is gonna win anything, actually. So the other person, did a lot of work. So yeah, if we can go follow them, give them some support, that would be a good reward for getting all the way to the final. If perhaps you don't win, it would, still make them feel a lot better about it. But thank you guys and fries so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I will see you later, alligator. Stay awesome, possum. Bye, guys.